And it's good morning from Nifty Noodles.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Noodles.
I'm hoping that somebody might join me today, although the weather's now taken a turn for the better again. It's lovely and sunny again today. I have been caught up this morning in the excitement of the Olympic track cycling. Good morning, Christine. So, Olympic track cycling. Me and Amy were sat on the edge of the sofa shouting at the television this morning. We did brilliantly. We missed out on 2 golds. We got silver in the ladies team pursuit, and we got a silver in the men's sprint. That was it. I've got to rely on Amy. Team sprint. That was it. But it's so exciting, is track cycling. Hello, Linda. Hello, Anita. So I don't know whether any of you have been watching the Olympics. I started off this morning with, I think it was the 3-metre springboard diving, and I think I'm right in saying we got a silver there as well. So across the board it is really exciting this year. We're getting so many medals in all the sports. Oh, we've got golds and a silver in some of the sailing as well today. Oh gosh, everybody's early today. Good morning, Diana. Good morning, Pat. Hello, Leslie. So, oh gosh, they're a bit cockeyed, aren't they? What have I done to that? Where's the...
It's okay, it's fine.
The colour gone. Okay. This morning I did say that I would try and show you how to make one of these little mini folios. I was very lucky to receive this one from Catherine Walker. Thank you, Catherine. You know how much I like this. I have it out on my craft desk all the time. I have since made a couple myself after having a look at this and dissecting and measuring so that I could replicate this one. And I've made a little geranium knitwear collection folio, and I've also done a sunflower collection one for one of Amy's friends for her birthday. And this morning I have a couple of options that I will do one and share another idea with you. So this little folio opens out, and Catherine did me an Alice in Wonderland themed folio, and in the first 2 little front covers I've got some little tags. Oh, I need to be down a little bit, don't I, so you can see. Okay, and they've got quotes and pictures on from the papers she's used. And then as you open up, left and right sides, and the flaps fold out, and then the middle you get a gorgeous centerpiece. It will stand up and display beautifully, and I just absolutely love it. It's kind of one of those that's full of surprises, because every turn gives you something different. And Catherine finished it off with a nice satin ribbon. Okay, so I'm going to show you, hopefully, she says this morning, how to make one of those folios. And let's just have a quick look. Hello, Caroline. Oh, you're not away this week, Caroline. Lovely to see you here. We're going to start off here with essentially an outside cover and 3 pieces of card for the insides, 2 pieces for the outside cover, and small pieces for the tags inside. Your first piece of card is going to be 8.5 inches across and 4.25 inches down. You only need 1 piece that size. You then need 3 pieces that are 8.5 inches across and 4 inches down. So it takes a little bit of card, does this one, 2 or 3 sheets of A4. I haven't made it out of a sheet of 12 by 12, so I couldn't tell you how many sheets of that you would need, possibly 2, I'm not sure. And then for the front and the front covers, 2 pieces of card, identical, one 3 inches across and 4.25 inches down, which is the same height as your outer cover. And then I've only got one here, 4 pieces. I've made these about 2.5 inches by 1 3/4. Doesn't have to be that. You want smallish tags that are going to slot inside that front section that I showed you. So that bit isn't an exact science as such. Okay. On your outer piece of card that's going to be your cover, just have a quick look. Hello Jane, hello Bernadette. Yeah, mini album, folio. Don't know what the difference is between a folio and an album. I tend to fill mine with papers, lovely papers. I know a lot of people will leave spaces and put photographs in them. It's up to you what you do with it, obviously, but it could be either. On your outer cover, you want to score at 1 7/8 and 2 1/8, and then also you want to score at 6 3/8 and 6 5/8. That will give you that little bit of leeway, that edge bit on there, so that when you pile your insides into there, your inside sheets into there, then you have space to accommodate them. Okay, I have already, very Blue Peter style this morning, I have already scored my outer section, so that will fold over. Now when you actually do that, it doesn't meet in the middle, but don't worry, because that section is going to be covered with the 2 pieces of 3 inch by 4 1/4 that you made for the front covers, and it also makes that little pocket area. So don't panic and don't think you've done it wrong. You will have a gap once you've folded those together. Okay. Your 3 pieces of card, which are 8.5 by 4 inches, you will score at 2 1/8 of an inch and also at 6 3/8 of an inch. I am working in inches today. Last week I think I worked in centimetres, and somebody said, can we please have it in inches, or I'd much rather work in inches. So as it happens, it was just the way it worked out this week. We've got it in inches. Okay. My 3 pieces for the inside I have scored, and when you fold those in, if you've measured and scored correctly, if you've used the scoreboard, it should be fine. Your pieces of card, oh, I haven't folded that one, should meet exactly in the middle. Make sure when you're folding it that the edges, the sides do line up. So you then end up with those 3 sections that should be absolutely identical. Good morning, Dawn. I think I've said good morning to everybody so far. Okay, now then, leave your front cover and your 2 front sections to one side. You might want to do this differently. I've done a couple of these now, and I've done them different kind of ways as I've gone along, but I think the easiest way to do this, to make it up, is actually to put these together first, so that you've got your 3 inside sections fastened together. The other reason I do this is so that when I'm preparing my papers, I haven't got different bits all over and I can see what's going to fit where. So I am going to, with my wet glue, doesn't matter which one you take first, one of them, like on the outside flap, and I'm going to attach it to that. Now they are exactly the same size, so if you have it flat on your desk or your cutting mat, they should line up perfectly. Just give those a little bit of a push down. Realistically, I suppose I could have used the quick drying glue straight away on that, but just in case. Okay, so just then we're going to attach your 3rd one. Doesn't matter which side it goes at, all these pieces of card are exactly the same. This is so easy. well, she says, so easy to make. It is easy. I have only just this morning worked out in my own mind how to fasten the front covers using a magnet instead of putting ribbon on it. I haven't used magnets for much at all, and trying to work out how to get them in exactly the right place was, yeah, it took me a bit of in and eyeing, to say the least, but I've got it sussed and it is so easy when you know how. Okay, so you've got centrepiece, that will fold in and over, that will fold in and over, and all of that will sit in the middle of your outside section, and that is where we've got this little very small 1/4 of an inch spine to accommodate the card that you folded up. Also, if you remember the measurements, the inside was 4 inches high and the outer cover is 4 1/4. So when you position that inside, you do actually have, I think you'll be able to see that, a small gap top and bottom, so you've got some leeway there. Okay, and that fits nicely in there. So far so good. I have one I prepared earlier. I have kind of two I prepared earlier. For this one with the white card, I sat down on the computer and with Knitwit's Hello You made all my papers, all my designs, and this is the bit I find trickiest actually, is working out what to put where. I have, on the folios I have made, put something on the back cover so that I have somewhere to write who it's to, who it's from, put a note or something. I did a feel better soon on this one. Had in mind somebody to send it to and then changed my mind. I thought I'd keep it because I liked it. So on this one I have designed a just wanted to say hello with a little old-fashioned telephone there, and that will go on the back so that I can write on there. And then I planned out what was going in the centre, and this is where it does, if you're doing it digitally as I did this, it can get a bit fiddly with some of your measurements, but lovely papers, patterned papers will work perfectly on here. Choose one of your favourite collections and just go from there. So I haven't worked the measurements out for you. What I do tend to do in inches is make my overall piece of paper 1/4 of an inch smaller than the area that I'm covering. And what I like to do is match up on the flaps to go with the main image that I'm decorating. So I was then, I believe, if I get these the right way round, oh gosh, that says thinking of you as well, but hey, going to pop my papers like that so that when you open there, all the end flaps do match. Now this is purely my own personal choice. They don't have to match, be the same. You can do everything differently. And then when I folded those, I have butterflies on the outside of there. I can't hold it all down. And the same butterflies on the other side, so those two essentially match. And when I fold it over, I have a button with a flower and a different button with a flower. Okay, for today, let's pop that to one side because I have already decorated some of this. Okay, this is exactly the same. Before you start gluing your inside together, you want to decorate the two flaps that are on the outer cover I've lost my white outer cover, but this was the outer cover, the one piece that is folded with your spine. Okay, you want to put papers on the inside flap of there. Okay, I have already glued on all my papers. Yes, we're in Christmas again. Okay, this is Christmas letters from Knitwits. Beautiful colours. The cardinals are just gorgeous, wonderful. Okay, so when you've got all your papers on there, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to stick that onto there, and I'm going to do it with my Cosmic Shimmer glue. I think some of you use bookbinding glue. I'm just going to take 1 second to have a look at the comments. See, hello Natalia. I hope I haven't missed anybody else. Just have a quick scroll down. As I'm just gluing this, everyone on Creative Minds, we're on pink this week for Colour Me Happy, so I am sure everybody has got something pink that they can make a card with for this week. Yeah, if I'd have known before, I'd have made a pink folio, but hey, haven't. Time yet in the week. Okay, I am positioning that dead centre, hopefully, from a couple of mil out top and bottom. It's not really a problem. So give that a really good push down. So you now have your 3 sheets that you've put together, your 3 pieces of card together that you've decorated, and you are placing it inside your outer cover. Okay, I hope that makes sense so far for everybody. Okay, that is all straightforward. For me, perhaps the trickier bit is attaching your front cover. On the one that Catherine sent me, you can see here that when you open the folio, at the moment mine looks like that, and it's got this big gap in the middle, but because we have 2 pieces of card that we cut that were 3 inches across by 4 1/4 high, you are going to stick them onto the outside. I'll do it with the white, then you can see. If you place that on the outside of there, your little flap there, if you just glue around the edges and pop it onto the front piece of card, you then get your pocket that you can put your tags into. Okay, and that's how Catherine did them on there. Okay, so you create a little pocket, and we're going to do that now. What you need to do before you create your pocket and before you glue your front section on is decorate what's going to be attached to the front. Okay, so on your front section, as you place it on the front, you need to make sure that you have already decorated the wrong side of it, as it were. Okay, so you need to decorate on there. At this stage, I probably wouldn't put the ribbon on yet, but if you were using ribbon, what you need to be mindful of is if you are putting a cover on the back, you need to put your ribbon on first. Okay, and you need about 20 inches in length of ribbon for it to go all the way around and for you to have enough to tie a bow with. Okay, but I decided today that I'd try a magnet. This was so hard for me. I know you'll think I'm like, oh yeah, where's she been all her life? Anyway, I have decorated the front of my left hand section, and I have glued with the quick drying glue, and then put over a piece of sellotape, a very tiny magnet. These magnets of mine are 1mm thick and 5mm in diameter. I think I should have got some just slightly bigger than this, but at 1mm thick they're okay, and they are really, these magnets are really quite strong. So I hope it will do the trick here. Okay. The piece of card that is going to be a cover underneath, so it's creating something to go onto, and it's also creating your pocket at this side. And I do hope this is all making sense for you. Okay, hi Mary. I hope it is making sense. You can watch it again. I have decorated the front, the back. I want to call it the front and the back. I'm sorry, I'm misleading you. But if you line your card up with the outside, you know how much you need to decorate. Okay, you can do the whole of it if you wish, but yeah, a bit of a waste of paper if you're going to glue it together. Okay, so that's going to go on there. However, before I actually glue it on, I need to attach a magnet to this part of the card. Okay, so my front is going on there, and I'm actually going to turn this upside down so that the flappy bits aren't moving around. It's exactly the same size at the back, so that's going there. Got my magnet under this little image of a button on there, and my magnet that says top. I'm going to put that on top of my front cover. You can see I've written on this, and I'm going to take one little magnet and I'm going to let it find, it's moved a bit since this morning, let it find its own place on there. Okay, so that should be, just line these up exactly again, that should, oh gosh, it's actually a really tight magnet. I want to get those all lined up and exactly in the right position, and let the magnet find itself. Okay, and I am now going to have put a mark under there. I measured, I played around with it, I did all sorts before today, and I did actually get it to be in the right place. But I'm going to put some of the strong glue on, let the magnet stick down, and whilst that's just drying for a minute, I am still going to put some sellotape over it. But right, sellotape now, because I can't pull them apart, can I? Because the glue hasn't dried yet and I need to take the card off. So let's take a reasonable sized piece of sellotape. This is all going to be covered up somewhere, so don't worry about what happens here. Okay, and let's sellotape that down. And I'm going to keep my finger on that whilst I take it away from the other magnet, so I'll just give that a little bit of drying time. Turning back to your album, your folio, I now need to cover up my magnet with this piece of paper. Okay. I do know who I'm sending this to already. I've made it specifically with somebody in mind. I know how much she will like this at Christmas. So stick your front piece of paper on there. That's going to be part of your pocket. Now I have got the magnet quite near to the edge of there. I might have to just give it a really good press down there. I might have to put some different glue in there. Right, okay, let's just pile some quick drying glue in there. Okay, whilst I hold that for a second, I'm just going to show you what I did with the tags, if you like. As I said, they're roughly 2.5 inches by 1 3/4, but offcuts from what you've been using for your main parts of the folio, you can perhaps make tags out of. I just made them in a rectangle. I've made certain images to actually fit exactly. One was a postage stamp to fit the size of the tag, and I've just rounded the corners on those. On the ones that Catherine did, she's made it into a tag shape, and on the Hello You, which I'll show you some photos of once I've assembled everything, I'll put the papers onto the rectangle and then just snipped the corners off to make it a tag shape. I have got another one somewhere, but I can't find it. It's oh, actually it's here, I just haven't cut the corners off yet. So those will be my 4 tags for the Hello You, which, as I say, I will show you once I've finished. Okay, I think this is dried now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to stick that on the front, but I only want glue around the edges of the inside section, okay, because that is going to make up the pocket. So definitely quick drying glue for this one, and just a thin line, okay, and I'm going to stick that. I hate using quick drying glue on my lives because I just hate the pressure of making sure it doesn't go wrong. Give that a right good press down just around the edges. Okay. So I should now have, I don't want to press it too much, but I've now got my little pocket that I can put my tags in. Okay, when you take the tags out, I've tried to coordinate the gingham and the poinsettias and the holly. For my last bit on here, I've already put the paper for the pocket on there. All I need to do is put the front section now over where I've placed my magnet. And then at the end of this I have to hope that it all closes and holds. So I am going to put ordinary glue on, but around the magnet let's go for some quick drying acrylic glue. I know it looks messy. Let's put paper on there. The putting together of this is not the time sort of element of it. The bit that takes the most time is perhaps cutting your papers, or actually deciding which papers to use in the first place, where to position them. It takes me forever to decide what goes where, and I think for me choosing to do these with digital images is probably even worse because there is just so much choice. I'd probably have been better taking one of my existing kits or a set of papers from what I've already got and doing it that way. Right, I've got a really tiny little lump obviously where the magnet is under there. Give it a good press down, but it's going to be underneath. It's the cover. It's hardly perceptible. It's so thin, the magnet. So exactly the same on this side. I am going to just glue around the outside edge, and I'm going to attach that to the front so that it creates a pocket. Right, get rid of the glue on my fingers. Give that a good press down. Decisions take me ages. Gosh, I need to. It's just horrendous, isn't it? When you've got like, which dye should I use? What colour ink should I use? Which of my hundreds of papers do I use? It is so hard. Workman arrived as I started. Oh dear. Well, so far no technological problems this morning. So, oh gosh, it works! It works. Okay, you can hear the magnet snapping together. Okay, I've already put the Happy Christmas on the back of there. I would have put a ribbon on. The magnet decision was because I didn't really want to cover up and spoil this large postage stamp image of the beautifully red cardinal on the front of there. On the others I've done, I have put ribbon on, and just a reminder, before you put anything on the back, do put your ribbon across. What I tend to do is measure the halfway point, put some double-sided tape across most of the width, put the ribbon on so it is stuck with the tape, then put your paper, sentiment, whatever on the back, and leave your 2 tails of ribbon at the sides so that it doesn't impact and flap around when you open it. You can actually get rid of the ribbon to the back and enjoy what is actually in the folio. So all I need to do now, that's the front finished. I probably won't add anything to that. I don't think I'm going to glitter it or glossy accent it, to be honest. I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. And when it opens, there's not too much resistance, but it keeps it shut. When you open it, let me get these in. You've got 2 of those. Oh gosh, that's upside down. It's like a piece of notepaper. Pop that down there. That's my clock telling me I've been half an hour. I thought it would take me longer than this. And you've got your first image, Christmas airmail post. To open it, we've got the poinsettias. We have joy and peace and poinsettias to match there. If you open each of those, all 4 flaps match, possibly a little bit on the red side here, but hey. Tried to keep my backgrounds quite plain there so that the wonderful post box and the poinsettia and the envelope, first class mail, you could actually see. And then inside I absolutely adore the typewriter, sending Christmas greetings to you, and more poinsettias. And it will stand up on a fire shelf on a window ledge. And I like I say, the one that Catherine sent me, I keep on my craft desk, and every now and again I just open it and look through it, and I just think it's wonderful. It all folds together brilliantly. Those tags will just fit in there. And oh, actually, right, okay, my magnet, I might need a slightly stronger magnet on there, because the tags, I didn't think this through. This is what happens when you do things live. The tag slightly, I might have to rejig my tags. The tags slightly cover the magnet and take away something from it, so I am going to, actually that is stuck, but I've got my tag slightly sticking out. I might have to just make it slightly smaller, but that's not a problem. As I said, your tags, it's a little bit, you know, whatever you've got left over, use a piece of card. So there we are, that's this morning's folio done. Thank you for watching. I do hope somebody will give this a go. Yes, on Creative Minds, Kind Hearts, the theme for this week is pink. So yeah, further gauntlet down, who's going to do the pink folio first? I'm not sure that I have time to do that this week, but I will have a look, see what I can manage. I obviously need to finish my Hello You folio first as well. So as I say, thank you so much for joining today. I hope you all continue to enjoy the Olympics and get some crafting time perhaps in between. I will put some photos, probably I've photographed already measurements, I'll probably put them on my blog, but obviously this will be on my Nifty Noodles YouTube, and it will stay on my Facebook page, so you can re-watch for measurements, etc., and to see how it's done. And I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody else comes up with. So thank you all so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and catch up with you all again next week. So bye for now.